I had a few friends in college brag about how their dads would polish their shotgun when their date came to pick them up. Your daughter comes home with a boyfriend. What is one thing that would make you say no? One thing that would make me say no is if he was disrespectful. I have a 7-year-old daughter. My friends and family who don't have daughters ask me all the time, what are you going to do when she has a boyfriend? I, pre-daughter, would have said, beat the heck out of him. Now, I understand things better, and as long as he's a cool dude, I just hope she's happy. I'll welcome him into my house as long as he's nice. If he is rude to her. Age, gang affiliation, and signs of drug use, such as tracks or meth mouth. Age gap, although it depends on a lot and can widen as people get older. If she's 14 and he's 17, no. If she's 20, and he's 23, no problem. If she's 24 and he's 29, also no problem. But if she's 24 and he's 40, that's a huge red flag. If he is an idiot. If he opened the door and said, do you think the Hobbit trilogy was better than the Lord of the Rings trilogy? Doesn't look me in the eye when I shake his sweaty little, limp, soft hand. I had my daughter when I was 18. I raised her alone and was deployed 3 times. I missed her first steps and her first words. I broke myself to get her to adulthood. I met a woman and had 2 more daughters. Now I'm raising them alone too. When I was young, I used to think any man who touches my girls is dead. Or I would think about the dad on the porch with a shotgun mem. As I got older and my kid became a teenager, I did my best to emulate the kind of guy I think she should be with. I followed through on my word. I gave her space when she needed it. I showed her I trusted her. I never judged her, but I did offer advice when it was requested. I put her first in all aspects of my world. I started dating when I was 13. I knew going into this that stopping teenagers from engaging in premarital is like kicking water uphill. I taught her about enthusiastic consent. I taught her about safe intimacy. I taught her about abortion and her right to choose. When she was 18, she asked me for $400 for an IUD. I never paid a bill so fast in my life. I was so proud that she came to me for that and felt she could trust me to not overreact or shame her. She turns 20 this year and is doing well. She filters out the riffraff so I don't have to. I trust her. I raised her in a way that I could trust her to make good decisions. And if she made a bad one, she could come to me with it. If she feels the guy she is dating is good enough for her, I trust her with that. If he said something like, there are only 2 things I hate in this world, people who are intolerant of other people's cultures and the Dutch. If he is older than me. He says, do you guys want to watch something funny like The Big Bang Theory? If he belittles her. No job, no ambitions, gang affiliated, addicted to drugs or alcohol, too old, too young, no money. If he seems like a disrespectful, bad boy dummy, then no, thanks. I don't care if he's smart or not, if he's got a bike or tattoos, if he has good intentions and is well-meaning, then he has my go-ahead. Having spent a lot of time around the old community and players, I can smell the poop heads from a mile away. Of course, I wouldn't want to be the type of dad that keeps his daughter in a tower, but there's a difference between this kid is only trouble, I've got to prepare for the tears to flow, and actual overconfident idiots that might genuinely put her well-being in danger or leave her with an addiction or a kid. One is a maturing experience that we must all pass through, and one is a tick that needs to be pulled off her skin before it digs in. We all know the type of dudes I am talking about. The same goes if I had a son too. If he is disrespectful to her. I don't care how he looks, what he does for a living, what race he is, or what his socio-economic background is. If he is mean or disrespectful to my daughter, I am doing everything I can to persuade her to leave him. If he is wearing a name badge that says either Elder Smith or Elder Young and he is carrying a Book of Mormon. A violent criminal record, but really I can't say no. Just keep a watchful eye. My daughter's dating life is none of my business. What I can mostly do is develop a less authoritative style so my girls can feel comfortable talking to me about their relationships. They don't have to though. That's their business. We don't do this with sons. We should. That's more important. Teach your sons to not be toxic or aggressive. If he said things like, "There's this influencer I really look up to." I have 2 dating age sons, and I have to say that the door swings both ways on that one. One time, the older one showed up with his high school girlfriend, and in the course of the first few minutes, she made belittling comments, hit him, pushed her hand in his face to interrupt him talking, told him he'd be buying her something nicer than what he'd just offered, and generally made it clear she was a piece of poop. I informed her that if a guy treated my daughter the same way, he'd end up in the deep freeze in the garage, while I volunteered for the missing person search. She didn't stick around long, and the kid has better self-esteem these days. If my dog doesn't like them, she's 10 and has only ever disliked one person, wouldn't go near them, tail down when they came to pat her, etc., etc. Turned out the lady was abusing the hell out of her husband, emotional and physical, and he left about a year later. Dogs just know about people. He's rude, condescending, or belittling to my daughter, my wife, or me. He has obvious gang affiliation or seems unstable or dangerous, for example, carrying around too many visible weapons or offensive things. I'm here to offer a different perspective. Possessive fathers are really creepy and treat daughters like property. My dad was protective, as in he trusted me to make decisions, but if I ever needed him because something bad happened to me, he'd be there in a flash. He never made me feel like a child whose purity needed to be protected at all costs and that I should wear turtlenecks 24/7. I had a few friends in college, Catholic school, a shocker, brag about how their dads would polish their shotgun when their date came to pick them up. What it comes down to is teen boys aren't inherently bad. She's allowed to have a boyfriend. And it's the parents' duty to teach her about body autonomy, signs of abuse beyond physically hitting, safe intimacy, and consent. Not to shelter her from the world until she's naive and bitter and living on her own where she's vulnerable. Thanks for watching till the end. How protective would you be of your children? Did you have guardians that judge your significant other? Let me know in the comments below. And I will see you tomorrow for another video.